Okay, you're live.
Okay. Special Commission meeting, 5 o'clock p.m., Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Jacobs? Here. Acting Clerk Commissioner Kashem? Absent. Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Here.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Here.
Mayor Mohammed?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Are there any deletions or withdrawals or additions to the agenda?
So yes, we do have a non-agenda item that we want to add, the Broward County AFL-CIO labor ball.
Okay.
We can add that under new business after 9.4.
Okay. And then the other one is, let me see, open your, let me see, because my printout is different. Okay, I can't use this one. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. Something changed on that. Okay, perfect. All right, so 9.5 AFL-CIO.
I'm sorry.
9.5. You said 9.4? 9.5?
Say right now. 9.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Is there any other items that you wish to add or change for the agenda?
I'm good.
Okay, perfect. Motion to adopt the amended agenda?
I motion to adopt.
Okay, second?
Second it.
Okay, roll call.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Okay, public comments related to agenda items are good and Wiffer. Is there anyone from public wish to speak on any items? Go on down.
Good evening, Commission. How are you folks doing?
Thank you. Good.
Rick Chapels with the Kelsey Group. I wanted to speak about ordinance that's being considered 7.1. So the consideration of eliminating the business tax receipts. I think that's a fantastic idea. We brought a few of our members.
Mic on?
Push the button. Can you hear me now? How about now?
I hear you. I heard you all the time.
Can you hear me now? We good? We're good. Great. So basically, we're in support of it. We are a landlord here in the town. The small town, that means big business, is going in the right direction if we get less paperwork, which is substantial on the business tax receipt process for both the town and us on our side with the tenants. I know there is some income that obviously comes from it to the town, but the energy that's required for not only the business owners, but we as a landlord, we have about 137 tenants that all need BTRs. And it's gotten to the point, going way back when Michelle Grooms was still here and everything else, been working with the town, trying to get the process to actually function, has been arduous. And to this day, it's not quite there, even as it currently stands. If you go online to get a receipt to show, in my case, show one of my tenants how much they owe the town for the business tax receipt, especially when they have late fees, et cetera, it just says sample contractor. It doesn't even say the town, it doesn't say the name of the contractor, it doesn't say anything on it. So it's very difficult to help manage that. We think going through and having your certificate of use, which I believe you will retain, because you probably have to, I think will manage most of what you need that you're getting out of the BTR. So the BTR system, from our perspective, is, yeah, you're legal to do it. It's given to you through state statutes, but it doesn't seem to be really helping. It is redundant when you go and look at what the certificate of use would do, which would establish what that business came into the town in order to do business. If they say they're doing storage, then they're doing storage. your crew, team, folks who do all the inspections, zoning, et cetera, could go out and verify that just as well as they could if there's a BTR in place. Right now, we also have a lot of blowback, so to speak, with people who are coming from other places that don't have that, other towns, other townships, and other cities. So just want to put on the record that it would be a really great idea and really would push us in the right direction for a small town that means big business from our perspective.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, can I ask one more thing? If this gets approved, is there a second reading since it's the first reading? And when would that be?
Might be in August.
August 5th,
August?
I believe.
No, August
6th.
13th.
August 13th.
13th.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Do you want to address that there's going to be a freeze in the meantime?
When we get to the ordinance, I can speak.
Okay. Okay. Any other comments? If not, we will move on to 6.1.
Mayor, just 6.1.
Yes.
For the record, item 6.1 is Resolution 2025-021, Resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, opposing the School Board of Broward County's decision to eliminate the universal free lunch program in Broward County schools, authorizing and directing the town manager or his designee to pursue all available options to ensure that students in the town have access to free lunches for the 2025-26 school year, providing for severability, conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Commissioner Jacobs? Did you want to comment on this?
So after doing some research on this, 75% of our students actually qualify for free lunches. So this brings the cost down to very minimal, somewhere around $60,000. I think we need to push this forward now and work out a grant later. There are a couple grants available to reimburse on this, but we should approve it now. That way, no kids in Pembroke Park and ironically West Park are left without meals. So this covers the free breakfast and lunches for the school. But like I said, there's about 25% that don't get free lunches, but there's a good chance they do qualify. There's issues with the parents not completing the form. It could be possible immigration issues, language barriers, all kinds of problems why they don't complete the form. But part of this going forward is that the program will have the schools trying to get all the parents to complete and fill out the form as much as possible. So it keeps the cost down on the municipality. Like I said, it should be somewhere around $60,000 when it's all said and done.
If I could also add, Mayor and Commission, this is consistent with the Commission's action at your last meeting that simply memorializes that direction to your manager in a resolution format.
May I would like, okay, you want to go first?
No, you
No, I just want, I regard this as a backstop for where we cannot find funding from other organizations and so forth. So I have no opposition to it.
Yeah, I don't either. I think all kids should be able to have their breakfast and their lunch. I know that they do get the breakfast because it was a separate entity that gave them breakfast. But I think going forwards, we need to ensure that they all get to have a meal. You know, it's very important. I did look into it to get the numbers. There was a little bit of misconstrued information where there is actually where they're making people reapply. I guess before the pandemic, I guess it was a certain way, and then during the pandemic, they just gave free lunches to everybody. And so now they're kind of going back to that reapplication system. So people apply, but most people, from what I was told, most people will qualify. So it should be a fairly small amount. It might be much less than what Commissioner Jacobs had mentioned, but whatever it is, we should chip in and help out as much as we can. Along with other organizations, whatever we can come up with.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to approve resolution
6-1.
number 2025-021.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call.
Hodgkins. It almost came in stereo.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes?
Mayor Mohammed,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
motion carries.
Item 7.1, consideration of approval of eliminating BTRs.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. For the record, ordinance number 2025-003 on first reading. an ordinance of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida relating to local business tax receipts, repealing Chapter 15, Article 2 of the town's Code of Ordinances entitled Business Tax Receipts, providing for the repeal of all business tax receipts levied by the town in accordance with Chapter 205 of the Florida statutes, amending Section 28-187.1 entitled Specific Use Regulations, providing for consistency in the code, providing for transition, providing for conflicts, and providing for severability and effective date. As the mayor indicated just very briefly, this item is being considered on first reading. If it were to pass on first reading, included within this ordinance is a provision that would essentially stay the collection of any BTRs in anticipation of second reading. So second reading, which would occur sometime in August. I know that our BTR notices typically go out in July. This would stay the issuance of those notices, stay the collection of any BTRs pending ordinance reading on second hearing in August.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-003.
I'll second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Hope.
All right, call the roll.
Roll call? Okay. Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hotchkiss?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And there'll be, Attorney Horowitz, you'll be working with them to make sure that the fire inspections and things are like that?
We will, yeah. I've discussed that with the city manager, and we could connect that either to the certificate of use process, or we did talk to the managers to ensure that the fire inspection process, which generally is tied to the BTRs, will be separately addressed.
Okay, perfect. All right, and we'll set the second reading for August 13th. 7.2, consideration and approval of ordinance providing for cost of living adjustment to commissioners.
Mayor Commission, item 7.2 is ordinance 2025-004 on first reading, an ordinance of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Chapter 2 of the town's Code of Ordinances entitled Administration, specifically amending Article 2, Division 2 entitled Compensation, amending Section 2-21 entitled Town Commission Compensation, providing for an annual cost of living adjustment to the town commission's compensation in accordance with the Consumer Price Index, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, pension advisor for the town of Pembroke Park Commissioners. I've taken the liberty of printing out the annual inflation rate. You're going to find it at your paperwork. And I wanted you to know that whichever way it goes, the pension is not affected by what method you're either flat increase or this increase by inflation. But I want you to know the ramification of it and how it works. One, every year I list the salaries of each commissioner and send it to the pension plan. So my job is at the end of the year, if things have changed, I just report the changes to the commission, to the pension plan. We don't do anything else but put you in the pension plan at the new rate. The problem here is, if you look at my second sheet that I'm showing you some examples, 2024, the average was 2.9. Based upon this current salary, it would give you $1,508 that year, divided by 12, monthly of $125.67 a month. However, if you look at 2020, when the average was 1.2%, this would give you $52 a year. So as we go down, you'll notice the highest years are in the past, and unfortunately, there are zeros or 0.1%, 0.01, which you would get nothing. So I just want you to be aware of that, and it's an internal problem with the Pembroke Park, as far as your finance has to do all that work. And whatever you decide to do, I'm able to go with it. It's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. Is it easier if we do a flat rate versus a COLA?
Well, the COLA is the COLA is going to be a problem inside the town. Are you going to do it once a year at the end of each year? Are you going to take the COLA rate? For some years, you may not get any increases at all going forward. I'm just bringing that forward. I'm not negating this. I'm just saying I'm not a tax person, and a finance director should address this, well, if they have a program for it.
Well, I know since I've been here in the last 4 years, almost 4 years, that it's about 14% of increases over that.
Going to be any more.
No, I understand. I understand, but I'm just saying, hopefully it won't be that high in the future.
It's not going to be any place close. If you go down the history on the last column of the averages, you'll see all through the years, the worst years, the best years, it was very low.
Yeah, well, my point being that during all these inflationary periods where it's high, the commission didn't get anything. They didn't still have to buy our groceries like everybody else. We still have to put gas in our cars and all that sort of
Not
thing.
a question,
So
but a flat,
I'm just
yeah.
saying that I think probably does warrant some sort of an increase.
Yeah, but a flat increase would serve the same or better in the future. And the other part is at the annuity, the pension plan rule is that the new rate, whatever it's going to be, whatever method you use, be that way for 4 months in order for the pension plan to put that as the new rate.
All right, so we just from my knowledge, we can't go back and say, well, okay, for the last 4 years we did this.
No,
The inflation was this, and we got zip.
no. I mean,
We can't make up for that. No.
that's not my decision. The decision is within you guys to do that decision, but no, normally, no.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah. So I was looking earlier today. By briefly going through the pay for commissioners in Broward County, this is an elected position. This isn't a employment position. It's an elected position. And we're already on the high end at 52,000. Tamarack is right where we're at. Sunrise is 49,000. Fort Lauderdale is 91,000.
Pembroke Pines is much higher.
Yeah.
Did they do COLA?
No, it's
No
Oh,
one
okay.
has a COLA.
All right.
I can't
One of them
find.
is high.
I haven't really had time to research
Hollywood.
this. So I really think it's in the best interest to possibly table this and come back to it, so I can take some time to dig into this and
Get some more figures.
get some more information, because I was just trying to pull everything up on my way in. Listen, I think I'm going to do this. I'll make a motion to table ordinance 2025-004
I'll
so we
second.
can get some more information
I'll
on
second
it.
that.
Absolutely.
Any
Thank
further
you, Gloria.
discussion?
Thank
I'll
you.
call the roll. Any other discussion? Not, I'll call the roll.
If I can just ask for clarification, is that to a time certain? You're looking to table to the August meeting, or you put it on the table and have to be removed by a member of the commission?
Yeah, we'll bring it back up at a later time.
Okay.
So,
It's better to have facts to work with.
Vice Mayor Morissette,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 9.1, emergency purchase town hall air conditioning repair.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. Director Morantis here from the Public Services Department. Before you is item 9.1. This, we had a emergency repair done due to the fact that a compressor went out for the first floor AC system. So we did go ahead and issue or make a payment to go ahead and get that resolved because of the risk that could take place if the other one were to go out as well. So per formality, per the purchasing manual that requires for us to do this.
Okay, can I say? Okay. I think I remember that when Alim was maintenance director or public works director, that he had some compressors changed. You look into it, it's not the same ones that we're paying for. That might be under warranty. I don't know.
That's a great question. Alim did accomplished a few things during his tenure here with the town. I'm not 100% sure that was the actual compressor. We can definitely look into that to make sure if that was the case.
There was a blower. I remember there was a blower, but I can't remember.
Right. So we recently did some modifications. Second floor, we had the compressor go. We changed the compressor to the second floor. Third floor, we changed the blower. First floor here, my understanding is I think it was a blower. I'd have to get 100% sure about that. I don't want to, say something that's not the truth here on the dais, or even anywhere else for that matter. But my understanding is that compressor, it went out last week, and we did our due diligence. And the way to resolve that problem was to go ahead and do this emergency purchase.
All right. Do we need to vote for that?
Yeah. Question for you. When,
Sure.
I know we're supposed to be getting a new AC system. I know we've been back and forth in the design phase.
Yes.
And we're kind of just going back and forth, but we're constantly doing repairs to the system. Where are we at with that? Is there an update on when we're going to have a system built out? Because I know there were engineers hired and everything else. So
Yeah, we're getting a new cooling tower.
when?
Yes, there is a item in which was approved by this body here with the ARPA list to go ahead and get a new cooling tower and some other modifications as well. We currently have a vendor that we would like to move forward with that we're looking forward to bring before this body, or if not, bring before this body. So that is going to happen. In my recollection, there was a RFP that was done for a whole complete AC system that was surpassed, I believe, $1 million, which didn't get accomplished. But we did go ahead and do our due diligence. We had some AC vendors come out. All that's really needed is the cooling tower to be redone and some other modifications which would fall in line with what we have budgeted within the ARPA.
Yeah, just to add to that, when we put out the RFP, we were getting bids that were ridiculous, so we decided to go out and keep looking.
Okay. I mean, because I know I'm just trying to understand where we are with it, because I know Aleem had did a lot of repairs, but also there was a guy, I remember he was coming in here taking measurements to do a whole new system, and he was an engineer, at least I thought he was an engineer, that was going to build out a new system. And I felt like he worked for the air conditioning company, and I was asking before about that, what was going on, because he worked for the air conditioning company, and I was like, well, why is he coming out as an engineer? But he wasn't an engineer or something.
I have no idea who that was.
So
The only recommendations I can do from my experience, I worked as a maintenance director, and I changed out some cooling towers, and that is to go with stainless steel cooling towers. They're a little bit more expensive, but the old one we replaced was completely corroded out, and that could be avoided by buying a better quality. And stainless steel today is not as expensive as it used to be in the past. So I think it's something you should look into, so that we don't have to change them every 15 years.
Agreed, and that's something in which we are looking at. But to your point,
Cost effective,
yeah, it is. It lasts longer. It's a better material. But Mayor, to your point, there's a bunch of AC companies that have come out here. But this company that we had come out, we believe they are a pretty good vendor, and they'll give us a very good product for us to have for a very long time.
and it's not going to be making that wonderful noise that scares the manager and his secretary every time it turns on.
Yeah, it's kind of vibration, all good stuff. Well, we don't believe it would. We don't believe it would. I think it'll be less quieter than what you
Yeah, the
have
modern
experienced.
signs are more quiet, and they have
Right.
soft
Talking
start.
about Stan, she's talking about that big bang that comes.
Yeah,
when
whenever it turns
starts
on.
up.
That's probably-
It jolted me out of the bathroom the other day.
That's probably a capacitor missing or something.
Okay. And then also, is it gonna, I remember when we were doing the CO for the police department, they had to shut it off to make the blower to give it the capacity for the first floor. Is that going to be addressed in this new system? Are we addressing all the issues so that?
All issues would be addressed.
Okay.
It need a rebuild, that's for sure.
Okay, so this is just you're looking to approve this purchase, the emergency purchases, right?
Correct. Yeah, this item before you, 9.1, is just to approve the emergency purchase that's
All right.
already been made. Yes.
What's the cost on it?
$79.50. $8,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 9.1.
I second.
Okay. Roll call.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. The emergency purchase of the shower installation at the Parks Building.
Didn't we approve that already?
No, we didn't.
No, that was to buy a shower, a stand.
Unit.
We got it, and it wasn't what we wanted and what we
Okay.
asked for, and so we ended up having to send
Fixing
it
it
back.
back.
All right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your
No,
thunder.
no, that's perfect. You said it exactly how I would have said it. So this one here is, as we all know, the showers at the Preserve Park. We did go ahead and get that remodeled, redone. The mayor did bring that to our attention that our guys don't have a shower to use. And we did go ahead and, in order to make it happen quickly, because it is an emergency situation, if one of our guys get into a manhole full of sludge and poop and all that good stuff, that they would get showers. So we did go ahead and get that done, and I'm coming before you to get it approved this evening here.
Need a motion?
Yeah, but I have a couple questions. Because I just want to make sure that we're all following procurement.
Sure.
Because you deem this as an emergency purchase, but this bathroom has been broken for a few years now. So
It's fixed now.
it's fixed now, but I mean, it's been broken for a few years, so to deem it an emergency purchase, because I know that I keep seeing this guy through the building, and I'm like trying to understand what's going on with procurement, because he's fixed Stephanie's office, he's fixed the bathroom, and I'm just like, how are we deeming all of this without getting other quotes or purchase orders or anything? That's what I just kind of want to understand. What's his name? Scott something? Friendly guy. You keep seeing him all around the building, but he's like doing all this work. And are we billing each floor individually? Like procurement wise, I just want to make sure we're following procurement. I don't want to get dinged again by the OIG for
No.
not following procurement. And like with this amount being $8,945, did we get two quotes?
So
Do a purchase order, because
still
this
have to-
technically isn't an emergency because it's been broken for a while. So I just want to make sure that the OIG isn't coming after us.
No, but the OSHA, we need a,
Understanding OSHA, but
is-
we still don't want the OIG coming after us.
Well, the thing was, we went ahead and because those didn't get fixed right away, we actually went out and bought this temporary shower thing, and then we found out they sent us the wrong item. Wasn't going to work for us, so we ended up just fixing what we have so that the guys could take showers. We can't just let them go without being
oh,
able to
that's,
take showers. So
that could cause an incident.
these guys are working in feces and everything else every day to be able to take a shower.
Again, and I'll just offer this to add to the conversation. Your procurement code does allow for emergency purchases. It speaks to examples including equipment failure, catastrophic damage to town property, related and other similar unexpected events. Provides for a waiver of procurement, provides a mechanism for the manager to take corrective action in order to get the corrective work done and in place, allows for emergency procurement in those instances. This commission gets to decide what constitutes an emergency. I'm understanding of the mayor's concerns. I think you need to be very mindful as it relates to the procurement code, particularly in the context of the OIG and the oversight that they do provide to the town and all municipalities. Again, if this in fact is an emergency, there is a process in the code that allows for that procurement.
So that's why my concern is, just because I've seen Scott build Stephanie's office, I'm seeing him build the third floor office. I'm seeing him build the bathroom. I just want to make sure that we're using the same vendor for all of these items. And he's doing great work. I'm not. I just want to make sure that we're not going to get in trouble with, are we breaking these items up to keep them under the $10,000 that the manager's allowed? I just want to make sure that we're not getting ourselves in a situation.
Yeah. I know Stanley is trying to get more vendors in and more contractors in, so we can't be accused of abusing our purchasing system.
So what deems this as an emergency? Make it an emergency purchase. That's what I'm
OSHA.
asking. Well, it's been this way for years.
Yeah, nobody, when it comes to our attention and it's urgent,
Well, I've been emailing about this, so that's why I'm just asking, because we didn't get. I just want to make sure we're following our own procurement.
And I'll offer this, given the amount, it appears to be about a little shy, about $8,500, a little shy of $9,000 procurement. Your code does allow for purchases of above $5,000, less than $10,000, upon receipt of two separate quotes from two different sources. Again, I don't know that that was followed in this context, given the nature of the particular issue, but you do have a process that allows to waive that quote requirement in the event of an emergency that constitutes a health, safety, and welfare issue or an urgent need to have the issue addressed as it relates to that emergency.
What happens when the situation arises where you say, okay, the emergency is now, and we go ahead and fix it, but then we get the bill later?
I think you need, if we're talking about a legitimate emergency, again, an emergency that this commission gets to define, then the quote requirements and the purchasing thresholds would not apply. It would be a waiver of that requirement. You can go ahead and make that purchase absent the quotes.
All right, thank you.
So are you waiving the procurement? Would you like to make a motion to waive the procurement?
I'll make a motion to approve 9.2.
I second.
That would be considered an emergency purchase. That would follow the emergency procurement process under your procurement code.
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed,
Yes.
motion carries.
Nine point three recognition for the 2025 unique CAHM and cultural.
Congratulations.
Why, thank you. So I'd like for us to.
What does that stand for?
It's a Caribbean.
Caribbean American Heritage Month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I would like for us to be able to get a table as well as take out an ad. Don't know what the amount is for the ad, though. Do you have the amount for the ad?
No, it doesn't have anything on the ad. It
That
only
what you
gives pricing on 160 per person or tables of 10 available. So they don't provide pricing on the tables. We would have to, I would assume it's 160 times 10, 1,600.
Okay.
I would have to call them and find out for
The ads.
their packages. So
Okay.
it doesn't include it in the email.
Okay.
So you're asking for
Reservation.
a donation from the city to honor yourself?
I'm
No,
asking for a table.
no, for the gala, you silly.
I hope you guys would all be able to attend if you're in town.
Yeah, I'll do my best. See how fast my
Okay.
picnic pony can bring it here.
Okay.
You know, as long as you got food, my wife will buy one.
Okay, so
Yeah, our girls will come.
I don't think the ads are $1,000. They got to be under 1,000. So amount not to exceed 2,800.
So you would like to buy a package instead. Do you want me to call them and find out? But I guess we can just approve it a certain amount today?
Yeah, not to exceed, and then
Okay,
Just don't go over that amount.
I won't go over that.
Whatever they
yes.
can give us for that, that'll be fine.
So,
What was the limit?
Not to exceed 2,800. Right, 160, the 1,600, and then
I had put
maybe?
26, I had put 1,600 because it was 160 per
Okay.
person. So
Yeah,
I'm
we can
thinking
max
that,
be 10, right?
yeah, and then plus whatever packages they have.
Yeah, whatever.
So you want me at 2,600?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Do we have a motion?
I motion to approve 2.3 and not to exceed $2,600.
9.3. 9.3.
9.3.
You said 2.3.
I'm getting old, I'm sorry. 9.3.
We agree you are.
Okay.
Yeah, don't vote on it.
Is there a second?
Mr. Hodgkins?
Okay, thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. I'm going to take your item, the AFL-CIO, one time.
Yes.
What's the amount?
So the
500?
2,500 for
2,500.
table for 10 tickets.
Okay.
Sponsorship was 55.
Yeah, but can,
The table.
You just want the table, or which one do you want?
It's up to you guys.
Okay.
You guys want to sponsor, the lowest sponsor is 55.
no, the lowest sponsor is
38.
3,800.
3,800.
Which is a table, 10 dinner tickets, 2 VIP tickets, and a half-page ad.
Yeah, I think the
they
worked at other events we've gone to.
they organize some of our workers here, right? Or what? Do we know that?
What's that?
To AFL-CIO, do they organize some of our staff?
The staff's not a member of the union.
You weren't, the city staff is not.
is not a member of the union.
Yeah.
Oh, 3,800 is silver.
So they do like, this one is the school board? Which one is this one?
No, the Broward Teachers Union is this.
So what-
I don't know, I'm not aware of anybody connected to the town who is a member of the AFL-CIO.
Miss Mayor, most of the times, events that we've all gone to before, they're usually a table for 10.
yeah.
So,
With the sponsorship for 38 gives us a table of 10 as well, with a half-page ad. So you get an ad.
So-
Yeah, you get an ad with it.
So you want a
You want the
silver
silver
package?
Silver package.
so for the extra $500, you get an ad, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 9.4
I'll second.
for the 3,800.
Mayor Mohammed? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I know they're still talking. Yes.
Vice Mayor Morissette?
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I forgot to add the holiday party onto the thing so that Mark could look it up. I forgot to add the holiday party so that Mark could start getting the quotes. The, called and asked us if we were if we were using them again. So you want to do that during comments?
You can do that.
Okay. All right, so,
The quotes will have to come back anyway, it's just direction.
okay, so. All right, so we'll just remind me before I forget again. Okay. So now we're up to 9.4, discussion and possible action related to the appointment of the town mayor and other commission officers. Okay.
Well, we've discussed this in length at the other meetings that we've had about this. But now I see we're missing, we don't have our other commissioner online.
Yeah, we don't have Musfika.
We don't have her? Okay.
That's
So for us to vote on this right now, it would end up, I'm pretty sure it would probably end up 2-2. We can vote on it just to ensure that. But what I'm thinking is that because, according to the ordinance, and because of what the voters requested, the mayor can no longer be the mayor. But we could have the vice mayor take over the mayor's position for that period until such a time as we have a full quorum where we could actually vote on it.
We
Yeah,
actually
but
have a
that's-
quorum to vote.
But the
No,
thing-
I mean to have a
but we don't have.
deciding quorum, I should say. So we would have that extra
Yeah,
vote
but we have a full quorum when the speaker comes back from,
wherever.
in Bangladesh. And she'll be here for the meeting in August, right?
Yes, sir.
So should we table it?
I would table this till August. Yeah.
Let's table it to August.
Okay.
Does that work for you guys?
Work for you?
But I do want to put the memo on the record.
Put it on the record.
Okay, so there are two things. The first thing is that I did contact the Attorney General's office and requested an Attorney General opinion regarding this item because of the fact that there seems to be some interpretation that I am not eligible to serve again as mayor. The AG did send a letter back to me stating that they received a letter and that they would be working on this. At the same time, they also did reach out to the city attorney and had a conversation with him. So I am going to pass this down so that you guys can.
Have this? Oh, sorry.
You don't have this. This is the letter that I wrote to the Attorney General asking for a legal opinion based on the items that came out from the last meeting. Here's.
Did you send them
I sent them
the proclamation? And
I
everything?
sent them the proclamation, I sent them all the backup,
Okay.
I sent everything out to them. Because the courts will interpret that absent specific language stating that someone is banned, absent specific language in the charter amendment, you can't interpret it to say that. If you're going to
We didn't
specify,
ban anybody.
well, you're telling me that I'm no longer eligible to serve as mayor if that vote comes through. Again, that it will have to be one of the other four, not myself.
Yeah, that's not banning you. That's just making you move to a different position.
But what after an election?
Rotating, they call it.
Rotation, yes, but again, absent specific language, barring a reappointment, which is what you're stating is that,
A legal firm in here.
well,
How many legal firms should we go and get different opinions from?
well, no, I mean, I'm just going to give you the case law as well as former
gonna-
AG opinions that basically state the
I was
same.
going to kind of use our town attorney's opinion.
Okay, so this issue has come before in other cities, other municipalities, as well as AG opinions.
I didn't bring my glasses. I should really.
The clerk has a copy.
Again, I would just offer the item has been tabled. I mean, you can certainly have some limited discussion, but if the intent is to table the item,
Yeah, but I do want to state that because of the fact that it seems to be some confusion regarding whether or not I'm eligible to serve again for a consecutive term. And I just want to put it on the record that absent any express language in the charter amendment, you can't do that.
No,
So-
but
The charter amendment does not state that somebody is not able to.
nobody wants to ban you
No, the
forever or anything. It's just that the vote was to rotate every 2 years.
All of us. We're all going to rotate,
but-
not just you.
And how we do that, I reckon we should take a recommendation from the attorney, but either rotate by districts. It doesn't have to be by name or anything. If we do it by district, every time we have an election, that the whole picture might change, but it would still follow the district numbers. So say we start with the District 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then rotate again, and that will maybe completely different commissioners that will be involved in that system. But that way, it's not against a person or anything. It just rotates through the districts.
Just a numerical order?
Yeah, numerical order and end of story, and then
Then you would need the charter amendment to go back out to the ballot to state that.
I don't know.
You got your cheering
I
squad.
think the language was pretty clear on the ballot.
I believe it was too. Town Attorney, would you give us an opinion, please?
And again, I know we've spoken to this now several times. In our last meeting last week, I spoke to the issue really the best I could. We've read the ballot question into the record. I think that the intent of the ballot question was clear, to provide for a rotation. What a rotation means is up to this commission to decide. The mayor did reach out to the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General's office called me on Monday to let me know that the mayor had reached out to them. They don't opine on nor do they opine on municipal codes. If there was a statutory issue here, they would offer their opinion if the commission directed it. They would not offer their opinion to any one member of the commission. But if the commission had requested an opinion on a state law issue, they would weigh in. This is a local issue. This is a charter issue. Under Florida law, the case law could not be more clear. This town commission gets to interpret its charter. You all get to decide what a rotation means. Now, I would agree with the mayor that there is not a legal barrier to a member of the commission serving multiple times. There are other municipalities in Broward County and in the state of Florida that have rotations for members of their commission. What is an option is this commission could adopt an ordinance that implements that charter position and provides for a rotation, much like what the vice mayor is describing. Again, you each have commission districts, you have commission seats on the commission. There could be a rotation from seat 1, seat 2, seat 3, and so on. The challenge with that, as we talked about last week, is that unlike many municipalities, Pembroke Park does not have staggered terms. So every 4 years, this entire commission is up for re-election. And only 2 members of the commission during any 4-year period would be able to serve as mayor. Excuse me, and we're not only talking about the mayor. We're talking about the mayor, we're talking about the vice mayor, clerk commissioner, acting clerk commissioner, and the undesignated commissioner.
Yeah,
But
that
it's
was a point I was trying to make, was the fact that it's not just the mayor that's going to rotate. We're all rotating. We would all rotate into a different position.
So,
That's what the voters wanted, and that's what the voters said.
They only voted for the mayor's position, not all.
no, the ballot question spoke to all each position.
Yeah.
The ballot question.
I would never prevent the mayor from being the mayor again.
No, not again, but not consecutively.
But again, I can tell you, and again, I'll use, there are multiple cities in Broward County that have a rotation of the vice mayor. I mean, every year, the vice mayor changes. In some of those cities, it requires a vote. In some of those cities, it happens by act of ordinance, where each year, that city knows that the commissioner from District 2 is going to be the vice mayor, and the following year, the commissioner from District 3 is going to be the vice mayor. And it just happens by order and function of the code. This commission could adopt an ordinance that provides for a rotation somewhat akin to that process. But again, the challenge or the caveat would be only 2 members of the commission during any 4-year period would be able to serve as mayor or be able to serve as vice mayor. And that's just a function of having the election of those positions every 2 years.
Right.
Even if it occurred every year, you're a 5-member commission. So even in a 4-year term, not every member of the commission would be able to serve in every position.
Yeah, the math.
That makes sense.
So again.
But then, what would you? How do other cities appoint their mayor? Is that by the highest vote or by?
It depends, and this is a charter issue. Some cities, the city of Dania Beach, for instance, the candidate who gets the highest number of votes at their election becomes the mayor. In a city like Pembroke Pines, their mayor is elected separately at large. They have 4 commission districts, and they have a mayor that runs citywide. In a city like Oakland Park, for instance, they have, I believe, 5 commission districts, and each year they have an election among the 5 commissioners as for who's going to be the mayor for the upcoming year. This is a local issue. This is an issue that the 4 or 5 of you get to decide.
So why don't we do this? We can't seem to decide on just going in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for districts. We can't seem to do it any other way by vote because we got one person missing. So let's take a vote right now. I'm going to suggest that Commissioner Jacobs be the mayor. Do I have a second?
Is that a motion?
I second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Wait, what did you
Yes.
do with the table motion?
What's that? Well,
Mayor Mohammed?
the mayor raises a procedural point. There was,
It was motion and second.
there was not a vote on the motion to table. There's a motion.
Draw the
and a
table.
second. This would be an intervening motion. That would take precedence over the motion to table.
Okay.
You've been called.
Yes.
So what are we voting on right now? The roll call
For
for?
Commissioner Jacobs to be mayor.
Okay, all right, so, Commission,
Go ahead, Town Attorney, you want to say?
Well, no. Again, just remember that you have 4 other positions that need to be designated. So you're taking them one at a time. But again, at the end of this vote, depending on how it plays out, you still have a vice mayor, a clerk commissioner, a acting clerk commissioner, and a commissioner to identify. And then there's a resolution which is up for reconsideration that will need to be adopted based on the action the commission takes.
I would
Now,
like, I would like,
Can
would
we,
like,
can we make a motion for him to speak even though she's not here for a
Can.
position?
It's subject to her accepting it, but yes.
Yeah.
We know that she has no interest in serving as the mayor. We don't know where she stands with regards to the other positions.
Okay.
great, so roll call, it's Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Mayor Mohammed,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
yes,
Vice Mayor Morissette,
Yes.
motion carries.
Congratulations.
You need
I
a
would like to-
motion for vice mayor.
I'd like to
Your
make a
start-
motion
your-
for vice mayor, so
your
I'd like to
starts
pass
just
it.
start growing.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a motion for vice mayor, for Commissioner Kashem to be vice mayor.
This is subject to her accepting the nomination, but that is a valid motion.
Okay,
Is there a
Needs a
second?
second.
My only concern is that she's not here to,
She has,
and we have to
again,
make a resolution after this.
it is subject to.
Yeah. But she is active, and I would like to see her in a leadership position.
I would make a motion for Commissioner Morissette.
I made the motion.
Yeah,
You have a motion, you need a second.
oh.
Second.
Somebody already did it?
Okay.
I'm just gonna voice my concern with that she did not want the mayor position, and I don't.
And in the absence
Not
of
here.
the mayor, she would
He has to
chair
fill
the meeting.
mayor position, and that's my concern. So,
Who do you want?
No.
it's up to you guys.
I think this was a planned trip for her. She knew that we had the discussion. We weren't supposed to be having any specials over the summer.
Right.
And so I can't fault her for not being here because of the fact that she wasn't here. So
so, no,
if
second.
she
This one falls.
chooses not to, then we can,
You're just speaking the mic. Use the
I said,
microphone.
if she chooses not to accept the position, then that's fine, but I would like to give her the opportunity to.
We all do.
Okay.
I would,
I'm
so this falls?
Make a phone call.
Don't, I can't get through to her.
Okay.
So
Then
was there a
I
second?
No.
I seconded it.
Oh, okay, he
All right.
seconded it. Roll call
Okay, Ryan, give me 1 second.
What are we seconding?
for Commissioner.
Commissioner Kashem is the vice mayor.
Vice Mayor.
Okay.
Vice Mayor Morissette,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
No.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
motion carries. She's,
You need a clerk.
Can we give direction for the, I guess?
You need a clerk commissioner. Yeah, we need a clerk commissioner first. Let's finish the process, but yes.
If she refuses, then what do we do?
When she returns in August, we'll have to revisit the issue of who's serving as vice mayor along with the other positions. We won't let her refuse.
Okay.
Make a motion to make sure the clerk commissioner.
1 second.
You're good with
Oh,
documents.
I don't
I'll
have the
give you
gavel.
that.
so- Okay. I'll second.
Okay, hold on, give me a second.
Oh,
So-
wait, I can't make the motion then. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. How did I get all the way
You're
down?
not the mayor. You're not the mayor until the resolution's
All
passed.
right.
Yeah,
Then
how
I
did I
make
get
the
all the way down
motion
there?
to make sure the clerk commissioner.
And I second.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Commissioner Morissette,
No.
Commissioner Hodgkins?
No.
Okay, motion fails.
Okay. Make the motion.
I motion to make Bill Hodgkins Clerk Commissioner.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please.
Is there a second? Wait, who has the gavel at this point? Because I'm really confused.
Mayor, you are still, until the resolution.
Pass the gavel to make the motion.
You
before-
pass
Right,
the gavel.
but you get the gavel back. Until the resolution is adopted, you are still the mayor. You need the gavel
We
back.
have the gavel back then.
Reel it back in.
I could just give it to somebody else there.
Hey, are you okay with that?
You got a little one there.
It's your little one.
This is my-
Your little one.
This is
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a motion for,
Clerk Commissioner, Vice Mayor made a motion to appoint Commissioner Hodgkins as Clerk Commissioner.
okay,
A second.
roll call.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Morissette.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
You need an acting clerk commissioner.
I make a motion for Morissette to be acting clerk commissioner.
Second.
Second.
Beat you to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Call the roll.
Third.
No, you're the mayor.
Call the roll. I made the motion.
Give me 1
Call the
second.
roll.
So
Call the roll.
Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Commissioner Morissette,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
motion carries.
If I may read the resolution? For the record, this would be amended Resolution 2025-010, a resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, pursuant to Section 9 of the Town Charter, appointing Commissioner Jeff Jacobs as Mayor of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, appointing Commissioner Musfika Kashem as the Vice Mayor of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida.
That's that way.
Appointing Commissioner Bill Hodgkins as the Clerk Commissioner for the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida. Appointing Commissioner Eric Morissette as the Acting Clerk Commissioner for the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida. And Commissioner Mohammed remaining the Commissioner, providing for severability, conflicts, and providing for an effective date for your consideration.
Motion.
Make a motion to approve
I
as
second.
stated.
I second.
Roll call.
I second it.
Come on.
All right, give me 1 second. Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Morissette,
Yes.
Commissioner Mohammed,
Yes.
Commissioner Hodgkins.
Yes.
Motion carries. So let me read the new roll call. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes. Here.
Vice Mayor Kashem, Clerk Commissioner Hodgkins,
Yes.
Acting Clerk Commissioner Morissette, and Commissioner Mohammed.
Yes.
Congratulations on your new appointments.
Thank you.
I'm free. I'm sorry you're going to have to work this summer. I am so sorry, but this is my first free summer.
Enjoy.
Oh, I'm out. I'm in Jamaica.
Can't fix a Montana.
Do we need to do the positions now?
All right. You want?
Now he's the mayor, so it's up to him if he wants to allow folks to speak.
No, they,
The residents want to speak.
Sure. Go ahead. Let's set the timer for 3 minutes. Public comments? Anyone?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Name and address.
My name is Lakeisha Hyatt, and I am a partner with the coalition. Lakeisha Hyatt, and I'm a partner with the coalition for your for Pembroke Park.
Okay.
So, as you all know, Pembroke Park has a very big population of African Americans and islanders and stuff like that. And I don't understand how Mr. Hodgkins could sit on the commission and he believes in lynching. This is something that he posted on his own Facebook.
Okay.
That is,
We do have a quorum statement for speaking up here where you have to address the entire commission as a whole, not one individual commissioner. So there's no personal attacks on commissioners up here. All right, it's, you got to speak across the board.
Okay.
But
So,
I will address that, miss. The thing I put on Facebook was I brought it up because I'm not a fan of Mr. Trump. And I put it on there saying that dictators in the past have been put into town squares and hung. But it had nothing to do with this town. It
That's
had
not
something
what
to
was-
do with had something to do with our country,
that's
trying to
not,
save our country.
that's
Had
not what.
nothing to do
Again,
with
since we're not penalizing him directly, that was not what was said. We're gonna, as a whole, how can people of Pembroke Park feel safe and feel okay to be here when someone that's sitting so high in ranking is talking about is okay with lynching? Again, since we're not talking about particularly what was said, his comment was said that said by someone on the panel that they do lynching should go back into effect. That's not something that we as the community are feeling comfortable with. That was my only comment.
I can vouch for Commissioner Hodgkins, and he is married to a non-white, and so am I. And
what does that mean?
That means that he doesn't have, because you're implying that he is racist. He's not. He specifically.
In your opinion, that's your opinion.
Yeah,
this
and
is
you
mine.
have a right
okay,
to your
and this
opinion.
is mine.
But he.
And thank you. I digress.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Let me clarify, Mr. Trump, who I was aiming at in that little.
Dictators.
Okay.
If you misconstrued it, I'm sorry.
Announcements. We got a workshop commission meeting August 6th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Regular commission meeting August 13th, 2020. Oh, sorry. I jumped way ahead. How about attorney comments?
I have none, thank you.
Manager comments. He's not here. I'll start from the bottom. Commissioner Mohammed. It's hard to say that, but go ahead.
It's about time. And congratulations. I look forward to working under your leadership. I just want to, for us to give direction for the holiday party, to direct Mark to start getting the quotes for the holiday party, because I know that time is kind of ticking away, and I want to make sure that we follow proper procurement by obtaining the 3 quotes and everything else. So I'd like for Mark to, if you guys don't mind, I'd like for Mark to take the lead on that. Also, I just wanted to let all the commissioners know that the applications have come back in for the commissioner's assistants. I will be interviewing this week for my assistant, and there are about 20 applicants that are available for you guys if you guys want to talk to Bradley regarding the applicants in interview. And understanding that we did pass a resolution that while we're on break, that that we left the manager in charge. I just want to know who's taking that charge at this point, since the manager is currently out of town this week, and also what will,
I believe he was only out for 2 days.
he's going to be out till Saturday, but then he might have to go to India. So I wanted to know what we were going to be doing regarding that. If he's out for an extended period of time, what are we doing as far as who's going to be responsible, or is somebody going to be coming in here?
Who's going to be the designee?
Yeah. So,
I was going to bring this back up. This is why I believe we really do need an assistant manager here in town. There's so much work necessary to get done here to get us back on track and to get this ship righted. It's overwhelming for one individual. And I really think we should have an assistant manager for the manager, so we have someone that's there every time, a situation like this occurs where the manager is unavailable. It protects the town from ending up in a position without someone here for the day-to-day operation.
Jeffrey, you want to come up for a minute? I believe the town manager appointed you as the assistant, his effective assistant, acting town manager.
Correct. Jeffrey Lewis, building manager for the town of Pembroke Park. While he is away for an emergency, he did designate me as the acting town manager just to handle the day-to-day paperwork.
I think we should involve the town manager in that discussion. So if he feels it's necessary, that he can hire an assistant.
This is another issue that I wanted to address with the commission. We're a commission form of government. The commission actually runs this town. It's the manager administrator sees to the day-to-day operation of the town, and there's a lot of stuff that seems to be circumventing the commission and needs to be coming before the commission. So as a commission in whole, I think we need to step back in and be overseeing our specific areas of coverage, which as mayor is administration,
Well, you don't
as
wanna-
vice mayor is finance.
You don't want to micromanage.
Exactly. But we got to work to keep this place upright and going. Like I told you guys last couple meetings, we got a lot of work to do to get the place back on track.
Yeah, and a good communication with the people that work here would make that process efficient. So I do believe that when we are making changes to any department, that we consult them and hear their ideas too, because they know more about the details of their department and how it works. So it would be smart to involve them. That's my take on it.
I agree with you, Commissioner Jacobs, that we do need a number 2 in place to kind of right the ship. It's too much for one person to do. The town has always had an assistant city manager, and then when OL came in, she actually broke it up into basically 2 assistant city managers with the administrative service director and the public works service director. I think we need to make sure that we have this in place in the very near future, to say the least, because too many things have been falling through the wayside. We've lost a lot of grants that are falling through the wayside on the departments and what's going on. And I think we need the additional help to break down these departments and kind of get things back on track. So I support you 100% on doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some of those grants that we had, actually, well, while you were mayor last time, that didn't quite make it to the table. Maybe we can actually get those on the ball and get them finished.
Well, it would be nice to make sure that there would not be any interference from the Public Works Commissioner, and making sure that these things get done instead of having people lie to the commissioners when asked questions about whether the grants contain the full scope of services for which we received the grants for. In addition to that, it would be nice to not give people raises for not doing their job because of the fact that the grants for the air conditioning and for the HMPG were not completed in a timely manner, and the fact that there's been interference in getting paperwork done. I can tell you for the ECOS project that this item came up numerous times, and it was kind of funny that when it came up in February, nothing was done. When it came up again, nothing was done. When you overheard me have the conversation with the engineer who is currently doing the work of the Public Works Director, then all of a sudden action started to occur with the fact that the drain was located and identified, and that now they're going to be hopefully taking advantage of it. And the fact that we were about to lose $200,000 a year in lost revenue from the fact that they were going to tie into the county and bypass the city, which is again a commission decision, but yet that decision was seen to have been taken away from this commission.
Nobody knew about that drain, I don't believe, right?
That's not true.
Even your guy didn't know about it.
Todd knew that there was a
What?
drain there. It was
Todd
a
knew it
small
was
drain.
there?
Yes, Todd knew it was a drain there and said it was a small drain.
Why did
Dan said the same
Why
thing.
did it get left out?
I do not know why it was left out. I am not the Public Service Commissioner. I am not in that department. I am not there on a day-to-day basis
we,
having any conversation. But when it was,
Back then.
you were when this came up in February.
No,
Yes,
wasn't.
it was.
No, I wasn't.
ECOS was not around. When did ECOS come around?
This
The
year.
exact date, I don't know.
ECOS came around originally starting in 2023. ECOS came around. That's when we first started on this commission. ECOS came and ECOS asked for the parking reduction. They wanted to put 100 parking spots in on 150 parking spots.
When did they find this drain?
They identified.
Just recently.
Todd told them there was a drain there.
So he knew it was.
Dan told them, we said that before. We said the drain needed work to be able to fit that type of infrastructure that we don't allow for those high-density buildings to be put in the city.
So why, when he was here, why didn't he do something about it?
Why didn't he do what? What would you like for him to done? Spend money on an empty lot?
No, but he was the one that facilitated it, right?
No, your current public works director waived them going in on that drain. That was discussed in the February workshop when we were going over the master plans. And I said, well, wait a minute. Dan asked when he was doing his presentation on the master plan and said, yeah, we're going to add the 150 in on the master plan, so this portion has to be updated. And that's when your public works director said, oh no, we bypassed the city, they're tying into the county. And Dan said, well, when were you going to notify me of this? And I said, hold up, who said it was okay to waive the commission's authority on the lost revenue? That has to come before the commission. And I was told, oh, well, it's too late, it was already done.
Well, I wasn't.
Then I brought it back up on this dais twice.
Is this the same lot that you and I discussed in length?
No, you're referring to the Pembroke Villas project. This is the Ecos development. This is a separate
They were
development.
going to use the back lot?
Yeah, that's the Pembroke Villas you're referring to. This is a different project.
Yeah. Well,
So this one came to light just to me just recently. I didn't know anything about it.
Me and Dan had been talking about it. We have been
Well, you
screaming
should
bloody
keep
murder
things
about
a
it.
secret.
No, it was brought right before this commission.
but really,
It was brought right before
But
the
we do
commission.
this. We just take another step forward, fix these problems, and get this town in the right direction.
yeah. And if we can stabilize the workforce here and stop fighting all the heads of departments, let them do their work, give them a chance to get things done. Things doesn't happen overnight in government. I know that. I hear you cry. But a stable working environment is adamant for us to succeed.
All right. Sure, do you have anything else?
No, just letting you know that I will hopefully be bringing on my assistant in the next week.
Okay. Morissette? Do you have anything? Hodgkins?
No comment.
My comments came out in the conversation, so, like I said, we got a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah.
Even though we're not here over the summer, it will still continue. So, what?
Are we bringing in new people over the summer?
Shouldn't be.
Do you want to implement a hiring freeze over the summer with the exception of my assistant?
Yeah.
The resolution authorizing additional authority to the manager over the summer did not include any hiring. It was limited specifically to procurement.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Then that would be a no.
Okay, perfect.
All right, let's
Okay.
stay in touch.
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.
Enjoy your vacation.